Welcome, folks, to downtown Atlanta and Mercedes-Benz Stadium, site of this year's Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl and, of course, part of the college football playoff. It's time now for the quarterfinals, with the top four seeds a time to begin their quest toward the national championship. But they run into a battle-tested team already coming off one playoff victory, trying to shock the world here today and make the semifinals. As we'll see the number 5 seed in this playoff, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the number 4 seed in the playoff, the Ohio State Buckeyes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler, here in the booth with Kirk Herbstreit. And here we go, a college football playoff quarterfinal game. Only one team here can keep their championship dreams alive. The kickoff team is out there. Great energy as this playoff game is about to get underway. Kick bounces out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. First down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? So the offense calls a timeout here. That's their first of the half. Timeout, Alabama. Receivers are bunched together. Looking out throwing here to start the drive. Caught quickly. Stop at the 36. That's good enough to move the sticks. The tackle made, but the sophomore quarterback showing us the arm strength.
You know, Chris, you think about it, efficiency has always kind of been the description of a great Alabama quarterback. Man, think about the playmakers that they've had over the last few years at this position. Jalen, Tua, Bryce Young recently. Just a different level of quarterback play and really gives this offense an edge to it.
And it's complete. What a grab by the receiver right near the sideline.
Well, it's another completion by this quarterback. Another great gain in the first down, and already over 30 yards through the air. This quarterback is in a zone here to start this game.
First and 10 now for the offense. Quarterback drops back from the shotgun. Looking to scramble. Looking for his big tight end. Beautiful catch right near the sideline. Gets the foot down.
Well, there's nothing better for an offensive coordinator than having a quarterback kind of get into a rhythm early in this game. Another great completion. This guy is off to a great start in this big playoff game.
Alabama getting set for the first and 10 now. The shotgun running play call. Brought down after a 7-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 3.
Just love watching this back run. Gets behind that offensive line, lowers his pads, and gets a nice, solid gain.
Here comes a crucial 2nd down play. Every yard tough to find down here in the red zone. And the quarterback tucks it and takes off as a designed run. And they stop him just short, but the defense really backed up now. It's 1st and goal.
These quarterbacks today in the college game are so athletic. They can beat you with their arm, obviously. But just when you think you have them figured out, they tuck the ball and go. I'd expect this defense to put in a spy to keep this quarterback from running.
Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
I love that this defense is still fighting and still attacking. They're defending a first-and-goal play, and instead of just laying down and letting the offense score, no. They're not backing down. They get penetration, come up with a tackle for a loss.
Ball moved back to the 4 for second and goal. And the quarterback looking to make a play through the air. Launching one to the end zone. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bama. You come out in the playoff game, Kurt, no signs of rust for the offense immediately.
Yeah, no jitters at all. After the layoff, I wondered how they might be able to come out and communicate, and they actually just the rhythm to the offense, but they did not hesitate. They set the tone early. Now they got themselves a lead.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. The offense will start at the 25. This line getting set up. It's a first down play. Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff.
You know, in an era that we live in right now, everybody wants to spread the field around, try to create space, try to create one-on-one matchups, and the defense is countered over the years by trying to play out wide. But here's a great example. The defense has the ability to play wide, but still be solid at the line of scrimmage, not give up big run plays.
Here's the second down play. Gives it to the back. The sophomore with a strong tackle there.
Boy, I thought he might shake free there. He's able to break one tackle, but give credit to the secondary. Good job of coming up and run support.
Offense facing a 3rd and long from the 28. Got to have your pass protection in order in this play. Dropping back. They're going to throw for the first down. And he can't escape. It's a sack for the defense.
Boy, they're making this offensive line really think and communicate. Bringing different blitzes. This time the outside linebacker gets to the quarterback and comes up with a big sack for the D.
Buckeyes will bring their punt team onto the field. And that punt will just bounce out of bounds, so no return. Alabama's offense coming back onto the field. They were able to punch it in the end zone last time, looking to do the same thing here to see if the defense can make adjustments. First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Makes a quick catch. They bring him down, but that's a solid gain on the play.
Well, this receiver has just that combination of speed and natural ball skill ability to be able to come up with play after play. Already over 50 yards here in this first half.
On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. And he's going to fling it deep, going for it all here. And it's picked off in the end zone. He's got some room and some blockers here. Finally able to take him down, but that's a great return after the pick.
Boy, Chris, he hesitated just enough to give the defense a chance to get in position and come up with a big turnover.
Here comes the powerful Buckeye offense back onto the field. Last time was a quick 3 and out. Can they get a drive going this time? The gain is 5, so it's 2nd and 5 now.
I'll take that every single time. Offensive line does a nice job up front. This back's vision and ability to get positive yards by lowering his pads on full display right there.
The gain makes it 2nd and medium. Using his legs, it's Cavazos. He's brought down out at the 46.
It's not a huge gain here, but if you add up multiple runs like that throughout the course of a game, by the 4th quarter, you're going to start to see that affect the defense.
One of those critical third down plays coming up. Can he get there on the ground? They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
I don't know if there's much more he could have done on that play. Sometimes it's not necessarily a wrong read when a play gets stacked up. It's the defense just does a nice job at the line of scrimmage, and they make a play.
The offense stays on the field. The coach is going to go for it on 4th and 2 in his own territory. Here's the handoff. Oh, they've stopped him short. What a 4th down play, and they will take over on downs now.
How about the offense being aggressive? They decide to go for it here, and I got to give all the credit to this defense. Being aware, anticipating the call, knowing exactly where they needed to make the stop, and they did it.
Tries the right with a quick throw. Along the sideline, but it's incomplete. Offense getting set. 2nd down play here. They snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. Heads out of bounds as a short gain on the play.
Quarterback looks downfield to make this throw. He wants to be able to get the ball to be able to pick up enough yards for a 1st down. But instead, he gets the ball at least underneath to the drag route and gets some positive yards.
Looking to pick up the 1st down through the air. But they don't connect. It's incomplete. 4th down.
Hey, the good news is here, Chris, they're still in field goal range, and they didn't cost themselves any points. But they could have more. They've got to be thinking about going for this on 4th and short.
Heads up move by the head coach using that challenge. Officials will reverse the call on the field after taking a closer look. Alabama getting set with a 1st and 10 coming up. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And that run produces a decent gain.
I tell you, to be able to pick up a nice gain like that, those offensive linemen have to sustain their blocks. Gave them a chance at a really nice gain.
Alabama has now moved into the red zone. Quarterback looking to throw it on 2nd down. He stays alive. He's moving out of the pocket now. Nobody open downfield. He just throws it away.
This quarterback didn't have much time at all. I thought it was going to be an easy sack for the defense, but he shows you his strength and his athletic ability and instincts to be able to pull out of that, somehow avoid the sack and get rid of the ball.
Quarterback in the shotgun here on 3rd down. Junior steps up and makes an impact play.
Well, I love this defense and how they're playing some man coverage. And let's face it, when you do that, it's a bit risky. You can leave your defensive backs out there on islands, but the good combination of good coverage with a good pressure on the quarterback, and you come up with sacks like this.
So after coming away with 3 in that drive, the kickoff team is out.
Now, I was watching this guy in pregame. He has got a strong leg. Not surprised here he's able to put 3 points up here for the offense.
Comes the powerful Ohio State offense onto the field. The last possession, they came up empty, went for it on 4th down in their end and got stopped. Trying to extend the play. He'll throw it now. Oh, that one's picked off. And that's a solid return after the interception.
Of course, he's trying to find something. Nothing is there. Everything is covered downfield. He's rolling to his right. Eyes are downfield. But the one thing he doesn't see is that defender who steps in front of that to make that interception.
Excellent field position here for the offense. On 1st and 10, looking to throw. Defense is coming after him. Ball carrier wrapped up and brought down. What's the play call here on 2nd down for this offense? Now here comes the bunch formation. Defensive backs up at the line, showing press. There's some pre-snap movement, back in motion. Quarterback looking to pass here on second down. Oh, a sack. The senior on this defense making a big play.
Chris, that is textbook by this defense in man-to-man coverage. Nowhere to go for this quarterback. He's looking around everywhere to find an open man. By the time he figures it out, it's a sack for the defense.
Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down. He's moving out of the pocket. There's no one to throw to there on third down. And now it's a fourth down coming up. So now on comes the field goal unit. He was on the mark with his last kick, but this one is from 48 yards out. And it's good right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further. So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away. That one bounces through the end zone, so they'll start at the 25. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense back on the field. Let's see how this quarterback responds. Remember, an interception on the very first play of the last possession. Picks up 3 yards, so 2nd and 7.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound, and it's really solid defense on that play.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. Using his legs, it's Cavazos. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4.
Well, the back just had nowhere to go. How about the defensive line? They eat up all the blocks up front, freeing those linebackers up to be able to make the play. Just a bad play all around for this offense.
They're backed up here, trying to make something happen on 3rd and long. And now the defense will call a timeout here. There's something they didn't like about that look, and they'll make an adjustment before this important play. So the offense getting set. This is not where you want to be against this defense. 3rd and long. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Fired into a tight window and picked off. Big takeaway, now looking for a big return. And he steps out at the 6. What a crucial takeaway.
Chris, that's back-to-back drives now that this offense has thrown interceptions. They've got to be able to regroup on the sideline, adjust their schemes, maybe their personnel groupings and formations, try to find a new way to attack, because right now, this isn't working.
Couldn't quite get there, brought down at the 2.
A pretty good push up front here by this offensive line to get some positive yards here. You wonder if they're going to be able to run it in, or they're going to have to spread this defense out and try to find a one-on-one matchup to put the ball through the air for the touchdown.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. Fights his way in for the score. Touchdown, tie. Well, they began with great field position, and that didn't take long at all, Kurt.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an opportunity. Your defense sets you up in great field position. You're not looking for a field goal. You're looking for a touchdown. Give the credit to this offense for being aggressive and punching it in.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone. So a touchback. They'll start at the 25. Here comes the Buckeye offense onto the field. The last possession ended in an interception. Let's see if they continue to trust this quarterback in the passing game. Tackle made at the 37. That's a solid gain.
You know, Chris, what a great run here. And you think about Ohio State, you think lately about those NFL-ready wide receivers. But we all know it starts with their running games, all those great backs they've had over the years.
And that run, good for first down yardage. The drive moves on. They're going to run it. Stop right near midfield. It'll be a first down.
Look, I realize on any play call, when it's properly executed, it can go to the house for a touchdown. But the runs that really make a game plan work are the ones where you get just what you need. And he barely got the first down, but he got it.
They're going to run it here. The gain is 4, so it's 2nd and 6.
Well, another short game for this offense on the ground, and you got to give a lot of credit to the defense. They have really negated that aspect of this offense the entire first half and really making them one-dimensional. And if that doesn't change, I don't know how they get back into this game.
In a big game before he goes out of bounds, the offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs.
You know, offensive linemen are just a certain breed. They're always going to do their job, no matter who's back there carrying the ball. I'll tell you what, they have a little bit more confidence when the person that's carrying the ball can break off some big-time runs. That makes him block just a little bit harder, knowing what he's potentially capable of doing.
Well, the play is just blown up by the big fella in the middle, Kirk, showing some quickness for his size.
Yeah, we know about his power, but how about his ability to penetrate there? And that's the quickest way to blow up a run game, is that interior penetration. If you're able to break through the middle of that offensive line, then you can create a lot of havoc in the middle.
The sophomore able to bring him down quickly.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but what I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Drops back, needing a third down completion here. He makes the grab. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks, more than enough for a first down.
Now we're starting to see this offense look like they've looked all year long. Listen, to be able to get to a playoff opportunity, your offense has got to be able to show an ability to hit throws like this on third down. They hit it, they keep the drive alive. Now they have a chance to put points on the board.
Well, the back has been busy, but very little to show for it tonight. That defense has been all over the running game.
That back just had nowhere to go. Got to give credit to the defense and their run fits on that play.
They'll run it to the left. And tackled after a small pickup there. Third down here. Time for perhaps one more play before the 2-minute warning. Quarterback adjusting now to the defense. That's the 2-minute warning. Let's see if this offense can do something before the break to cut into this big lead. Offense been in reverse here. Now a long way to go to convert this third down. Dropping back. They're going to throw for the first down. Doesn't hold on. Good hit by the DB. Now it brings up fourth down.
It has been a tough first half in this playoff game for this offense. They cannot get anything going through the air. Not only are they down the scoreboard, but there's really nothing to build around as we get ready to go into the second half.
Following the field goal, the kickoff team is out there now.
Oh, Chris, it's a nice kick here to polish off that drive with at least 3 points up on the board.
Returner decides to fair catch this. Here comes the Alabama offense onto the field. First down, looking to throw the ball. And the senior making a disruptive impact play.
Well, that's the kind of play right there that this defense has been looking for. Maybe that'll spark them because, let's face it, this game has not gone the way they had hoped. But a play like that sometimes can create some momentum and change the complexion of the football game.
He's running out of time here. And the pass rush has got him again. Back-to-back sacks. And a timeout is called. Important stage late here in the second quarter. Well, a serious challenge for this offense. You don't want to be in 3rd and long inside your own 20. How much of a risk will they take to try to pick up this first down? Off the play fake, he'll look to throw it. And the protection breaks down yet again, another sack. And now the defense will call a timeout before this critical down, just to get everybody on the same page. And the ball is away from inside the 10. And the returner brought down by the coverage team there. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense back on the field. They're in a hole here before they have a chance to regroup at halftime. Let's see if they can cut into this big lead. Movement here from the tight end. And they'll use the ground game here. 5-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 5.
I think this defense keeps thinking about them throwing the football, and by doing that, they're opening up running lanes. Good positive yards there by the running back.
2nd down after that run on the previous play. Fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Quarterback leaves the pocket, on the move now. Finds a man open on the right side downfield. Forced out of bounds after a nice gain. The offense is knocking on the door for the 1st and goal.
Chris, how about this? I mean, there's nobody open initially. He rolls out to be able to get out of the pocket away from the pressure and eventually finds the big tight end for those positive yards and that 1st down.
1st and goal. A good chance to chip away at the lead before halftime. Gonna run it. It's Cavazos. They tackle him behind the line, a loss of 4.
Chris, I think we all kind of get caught up in 3rd down. What is an offense doing on 3rd down? But I think what's also important is how well you defend 1st down. If you can hold your opponents to a short gain or a tackle for a loss, you throw the offense out of whack, and their game plan gets much more challenging to try to come up with that 1st down.
Looking to pass here on 2nd down. And he's hit just before the throw. Wow, a 3rd pick tonight by the QB. Out past the 30. That's a potential game changer, the pick and the big return.
Wow, what a play by this defense that come up with the interception and a big return. They almost take it to the house, but you got to give the quarterback some credit. Yeah, he threw a pick, but he didn't give up on the play and hang his head. Instead, he makes the tackle to prevent the defense from scoring.
Pre-snap motion from the offense. A pop pass on the jet sweep. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a 1st down.
The defense has got to do a much better job here of adjusting to the pre-snap motion. They just kind of stayed in place, and it gave the receiver plenty of room there to make a nice play.
1st and goal now, a chance to claim even more momentum before the halftime break. And they'll keep it on the ground. Running back has the handoff. Defense stops him, but that's a solid gain. The offense calls a timeout here. That's their 3rd and final of the half.
Chris, down here inside the 10-yard line, these are tough yards to come by. Positive yards, good push inside there by that offensive line.
So the offense looking to be efficient here. Not much time remaining before the end of the half. Quarterback wants to throw it on 2nd down. And it's picked off. He throws it right into double coverage and pays for it. Nowhere to go. The ball knocked loose. This will likely be the last play of the half. Looking to throw it on 1st down. Quarterback escapes the pocket and takes off. And that falls incomplete as time runs out in the first half of play. And that will do it for the first half here. Kevin Connors now has our halftime update. Alabama will kick it off to start the second half. And he fields it inside the 15. Stop at the 22. That's pretty solid coverage there. And the Ohio State offense comes back onto the field. First play of the drive, looking to throw the football. Looks downfield and connects with a wide-open wide receiver. Tackle made to the 41. That's a nice gain, getting closer to midfield.
Boy, what a big-time play here by this wide receiver. You know, sometimes, Chris, I wonder if Woody Hayes would be enjoying this modern passing attack from his Buckeyes. And I'd like to think that winning would outweigh any concerns he may have about that ball being in the air so often.
Defense makes the stop after the completion.
Love the timing here between the quarterback and his receiver. Pick up some positive yards, and I continue to be impressed with just the chemistry between these two.
Second down, we're going to throw it. Moves left out of the pocket. And a big gain before he goes out of bounds. The offense keeps churning, gets a fresh set of downs.
Nice job with this defense taking away the primary receiver, even the second and third option. But the quarterback's legs are the difference. They almost kept him short, but instead, he gets that first down.
And looking to throw now on first down. On the run here. Lets it go. But they don't make the connection. That one is incomplete.
Well, this defense has been lights out all year long. In fact, it's been one of the best pass defenses in the country. Big reason why they're in this playoff, and they're living up to that standard today.
But a quick stop by the defense. Gain just 2, so it's 3rd and 8.
Well, the defense coordinator this week, all week, telling us about gap integrity, not giving this running back any creases at all. Really sound defense on that play.
3rd down. The offense desperately needs a conversion here, trailing in the 3rd quarter. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Quarterback looks to his right and finds his man. They bring him down, but not before he gains first down yardage.
Really good job here of converting by this offense. And let's face it, at this point in the game, because they have such a big hole to climb out of, they've got to be able to convert and come up with a new set of downs. They do it here. Now they got a real shot to cut into this lead.
Downfield shot falls incomplete. Couldn't quite connect there.
You know, I like the quarterback's patience here, and instead of trying to force the issue and squeeze the ball into coverage, he just decides to just basically throw it away and live for the next down.
Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
Chris, I'll be really honest with you. I don't know why they continue to try to run the football. I'm all about balance. I'm all about trying to make sure defense has to defend the run and the throw. But at this point in the game, they haven't been able to run the ball. They're going to have to go through the air if they're going to come back and take the lead in this game at some point.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Took contact on the throw. It's caught downfield. They bring him down, but an explosive play by this offense. Big game.
This is a big conversion by this offense. They're down now in the second half. Probably limited opportunities at this point in the game. Every chance you get your hands on the ball, you need points. They keep this drive alive right here.
Looking to throw it from the red zone. It's a quick grab. Doesn't quite get in, but it sets up a 1st and goal for this offense.
The defense kind of lost the running back here. Makes a nice catch and gets the first down in the process.
Here we go. 1st and goal. A touchdown here gets them right back into this game. They'll make it into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. And they'll set up for the PAT. PAT up and good. They get a little bit closer. Now they get set to kick it away. This one will be fair caught. Here comes the Crimson Tide offense onto the field. This game has suddenly gotten more interesting, so this offense needs to be productive here. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Finds his man. It's Stevens. Runner scoots out of bounds after gaining decent yards.
Boy, a nice drag route here, and I thought the patience by the quarterback was the key. Puts it in front of his receiver, gives him a chance to make the catch, and picks up a little bonus. Nice yards after the catch.
Offense showing a bunch formation now. From the shotgun, it's a handoff. He'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
Sometimes I almost get mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, the eyes that carry their feet to the open space, making people miss. I just love watching those guys do work.
It's a shotgun run call. He's tackled just short of the midfield line at the 49.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on first down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
He hands it off from the gun. And that's a solid gain before the defense is able to bring him down.
Well, they didn't bust that for a big play, but it makes this third down coming up a little bit more manageable, and that certainly has a lot of value.
Offense needing to keep this drive alive. It's a third down play. Can they pick up the first on the ground? And he is stuffed right at the line. I don't think he got it.
Wow, the defense prevented them from getting the first down. How about that? Nice job of holding their point there at the defensive line. They came close to getting the first, but the defense deserves credit. Now we've got 4th and inches.
The offense stays on the field, of course. It's 4th down and inches. Takes the snap and takes off on the run. Tackle made at the 41. That's first down yardage.
It makes sense going for it here. Kind of in that no man's land, depending on how much faith you have in your kicker. And if you don't get it, your opponent still has a ways to go. Now you pick it up and you can go get a touchdown.
6-9-1, Gators score. Set. Tuna. Under.
Here comes a first down pass attempt. He's going to take off.
That's how you get after the quarterback. This is a great play by the defense and being able to affect the timing between the quarterback and the receiver. And, man, how about the hit at the end of the play? Man, he laid the hit stick on him there.
Offense switches it up here, looking to throw the ball now. Makes a quick grab. They make the tackle, but the game moves the ball to the 28.
You know, plays like this are what Alabama offense is all about. They run the football, and then they're efficient within their passing game. Think about it. They won a couple national championships with Greg McElroy and A.J. McCarron by just being efficient and playing smart at the position and being a great complement to that running game in the defense.
They'll bring him down after just a short pickup. Second down play coming up. And the back now goes in motion. They look to throw it here on second down. Bringing pressure. Down goes the quarterback. It's a sack. Offense comes up to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before the quarter expires. We begin the quarter with a crucial play. Offense setting up for this third down. There's the snap. They'll set up to throw. Again, he's just trapped and sacked in the pocket.
This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle the pressure of this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of, Chris, get this, 7 sacks in this game so far.
And at fourth down, they'll punt it away here. And the punt will go out of bounds, taking the returner out of play. And here comes the powerful Buckeye offense back onto the field. The last drive, the passing game, very effective. Moved them right down the field. Can the defense make adjustments? It's complete. What a grab near the sideline. Brought down, but not before he picks up the first down. Nice game.
It's a nice completion there, Chris. And this possession at this point in the game is critical for them. They've got to focus on putting points on the board right now to make this a one-possession game.
There's a 1st and 10 play. There's the snap. Looking to throw the ball. Finds a man to the left. Big catch downfield. That's a big gain before he goes out of bounds. It'll move the sticks. More than enough for a first down.
Love to see a post corner executed perfectly because it really shows you the time that a quarterback and a receiver have put in together. That time it's ran perfectly. The timing was there, and great throw and catch.
Snags the quick throw. A solid 8-yard gain brings up a 2nd and 2.
That's a much better job by this quarterback of working through his progressions. We've seen him earlier try to force some throws, trying to make a big play. This time, works through his progressions, checks it down into the flat, and picks up some positive yards.
Looking for the wideout. The defender gets a hand in there to break the pass up.
Some players just have a real knack for timing their jump, and that defender was able to get a big paw on the ball and bat it away.
Okay, ready?
Off the incompletion, it sets up a 3rd down and 2.
29 Philly. 2 to 10.
They'll try to move the chains here on the ground.
Hey, it's a nice pickup. You got the first down on the ground. That's a great job. But remember, it's a 2-possession game. You got to pick it up a bit. This defense will welcome those kind of plays all game long because the clock will keep moving. So you got to put that ball in the end zone and try to get the ball back.
The Buckeyes will have 1st and 10 here. Receivers now getting some new assignments before the snap. 1st down, looking to throw the football. Receiver makes the catch.
Just a good job here by the quarterback. Got the ball out to his receiver. His guy eats up some yards, and they stay ahead of the sticks.
Timeout called by the defense. They'll go to the sideline and try to adjust. That's their 1st timeout. This is the 6th play on the drive. The tight end goes in motion before the snap. Off play action, he's looking to throw. Quarterback escapes the pocket. All the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Buckeyes. So here we go, 4th quarter. They cut into the lead, but still work to do.
Well, I think the cool thing is that they're still battling, and they put themselves at least in a position now to possibly come back and maybe, who knows, win this game. But it's going to be up to their defense. They've got to get the ball back to have a chance.
So after taking a closer look, the officials will overturn that previous. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Ohio State. That's an important score. We've got a 1-possession game now, Kurt. It's game on.
It's game on, and now it's about this defense coming up with a stop. Everybody in the stadium knows that they're going to run the football and try to milk the clock. So what can your defense do to ensure they don't do that successfully?
Getting set to kick the ball off now. He's going to try for a return from a couple of yards deep in the end zone. Tackled at the 13. Not great field position to start the drive. So here comes the Alabama offense back onto the field. They're looking to build on the lead. They had to punt the football in their last possession. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. And it's the senior getting home with the sack.
Well, that's another big sack for this defense. They've come up with so many sacks. It's a great way to get back into this football game. Now, give the quarterback credit. He's played tough through that so far, but one mistake could potentially be a game-changing play.
Quarterback looking to throw it on second down. Looking for his back. Got a wide open man. Look out, still running. Tackle made after a big gain.
Anytime you're playing a linebacker position, you start to see a running back come out of the backfield and widen out. There's a tendency to want to beat him out to the flat and overcommit. This time he cuts back inside and creates a headache for this defense and a nice gain.
On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Makes the grab. It's Stevens. They make the tackle, but not before a solid gain on that pass.
This is an example of a quarterback and his offense just taking what the defense gives you. Not a huge play, but positive yards. The defense wants to give that throw to you. You take it, get the ball to your receiver, stay ahead of the sticks.
The completion makes it 2nd and short. Handoff as they try to work the clock here. Take it down, but not before he makes the 1st down.
Was a nice job up front by the offensive line. Give the running back an assist for setting those blocks up before he's able to get downfield for the 1st down.
This Alabama offense is moving quickly down the field. So the clock stops as we head into the final 2 minutes of play here. This defense needing to step up and make a play now. Fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. And the tailback's got it again. He's found some room at the 45. Breaks clear. End zone ahead. Tackled down at the 3-yard line after an excellent run.
Well, his defense is doing everything in their power to try to rip away at that football, realizing that clock is becoming their enemy. They may not get many opportunities to have a chance to score if they can't come up with a big stop.
1st and goal. A late touchdown here would just about secure the victory. And they're trying to punch it in here. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Alabama.
Well, that's why you practice right there, Chris. This offense had the pressure, the game on their back. They deliver, they get a touchdown, and now make this a 2-possession game with under 2 to go. Like their odds of closing this game out.
Here's the kickoff team. Let's see if they give the returner an opportunity to bring this back. Return begins inside the 10. And the returner forced out at the 15. That's where the drive will start. Here comes the powerful Ohio State offense onto the field. They were clicking last time. Great protection. The pitch and catch was solid. Right down for a touchdown. Time is running out. They'll take a deep shot. Deep ball is caught for a huge gain here. They bring him down, but not before an explosive play through this offense through the air. Quarterback pre-snap adjustments now for this defense. On 1st and 10, looking to throw. And it's incomplete. The defender arrived at the same time as the football. And now it's 2nd down. Here's the snap, looking to throw. He'll take a deep shot here. Another interception. Wow, that's his 4th tonight. And he'll be taken down, but after a good return.
Well, this defense has been great the entire football game here. They knew they had a lot of pressure on them in the playoffs. They stepped up and played well all game long, and now they get a critical interception here late in this game.
First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. Breaks free. He's looking deep here. And that deep shot is caught for a big gain. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Chris, as you know, anytime you hit a big post route like this for a touchdown, the timing between the quarterback and the receiver is essential. Nice job of not waiting too long. Quarterback takes a hitch, gets the ball out early, and allows his receiver to run underneath the beautifully thrown football for the touchdown.
The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. Kick bounces out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense back on the field. Well, this has been a disappointment. They've had their doors blown off here, just playing for pride at this point. The pickup is 5 yards, so it's second down and 5.
It's a good, solid game. 5 or 6 yards. Love to see that from the running game.
A gain makes it second and medium. Offense looking to throw the ball. Catch made on the left side. Runs through a tackle. He's got space here. Tackle, but first down. Well, the defense knows, Kirk, might take more than one tackler to bring this tight end down.
Well, anytime as a defense, you always want to rally to the football. But against this guy, you especially want to do that because you saw he breaks through that first arm tackle. I thought he might be able to pick up even more yards, but good job of getting extra hats to the ball.
Timeout is taken, just 2 seconds left on the clock. The Buckeyes will line up on 1st and 10. Quarterback changing the play now at the line. First down, looking to throw the ball. And he'll loft it to the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone. Of course, in the playoffs, it's survive and advance. This is a crucial W. Great performance.